Beauty made a third video yesterday, and it says Pizza Spooktacular.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Oh, hello! Assalamu alaikum. Hello, guys. Hello. All right. This is not delivery.
Why is the camera so close?
And it's not Delicio either.
What's Delicio?
It's Beezeroni pepperoni. It's, if I lean my head back, you
Pepperoni looks
can't really
kind of
see
gross.
me. Anyway, you don't need to see me. So,
You can't just scoot back a little bit?
this is homemade pizza. Yeah. Everything from scratch. Well, not the cheese and pepperoni, but I made, and not the sauce. I made the pizza dough.
It doesn't look terrible.
With flour, yeast, sugar, olive oil, salt, some water. Wow, it's perfectly done. Look at that in the middle. I have an eye for this. I can cook, I tell you. I never took any classes.
I mean,
It's like a little crispy, but soft in the center.
most people never took any classes. It really doesn't take a lot of effort. You can look up almost anything on YouTube.
How am I going to cut this?
I think she showed she had pre-made pizza dough anyway, so she didn't really even cook this.
There's a pepperoni in the middle of where I want to cut.
Then cut it. She's using a steak knife.
If I cut weird shapes, it's going to... Okay, I'm just going to eat it like a moon. Oh, here we go. I made pepperoni. This is pepperoni and black olive. So he's enjoying that to himself. Ow, ow. It's right out of the oven. Like, I was waiting.
I was listening to Yama this morning, and she mentioned it. Kind of pushed a little bit. Why is it that she's so close? And she doesn't have a little table or anything to eat on? I never really watched. I usually just listen to her mukbangs. Because she's kind of the star of Girl World right now, right? I'm just going to say Girl World. So she's kind of the star right now because Amberlynn is extra boring. And she like isn't even hiding the fact that she does feeder stuff. And Candy, Hungry Fat Chick, just recently fell off the wagon. We may do her video later. She's got I think it's a cooking video of this pretty dank looking casserole cobbler thing.
Is it ready yet? Anyway. So, it's Halloween, you know.
She not got no paper towels or a little rag or
My
nothing?
step-grandmother would give me so much crap for licking the knife. I'm an adult now, and I can do what I want. Ah! Anyway.
You're technically...
Capri Sun.
You're the age of an adult.
The straws were always a pain on these things.
The way she's moving, it's like she doesn't have full control over her limbs. Like, and in her second grocery haul video, at the beginning, she did say that she had taken a nap and went back and started it again. Go away. But she looked like she wasn't like fully there. And I think these are hypoxia symptoms, right? Like she's not getting enough oxygen to her blood, and she's always breathing hard. She tries so hard. Whenever y'all hear her breathing all hard and stuff, you got to remember that she's desperately trying to hide it. She's made comments before about that.
There is so much satisfaction. How a
baby coffin fit there.
Out of making
Had to go back a little bit.
your own.
I mean, if it doesn't look bad for her cooking.
I need to chug water. Water's for chugging, juices for sipping.
Oh, and somebody mentioned about the water. I said in one of my videos, like, she needs to just be drinking water. What's wrong with tap water? I had forgotten that she obviously is in a different country. I forgot about that. But that is only like a temporary thing. You eventually get used to that. It changes the bacteria in your digestive system, and you eventually get used to it right? It's only temporary. I can't imagine that she sees it a priority to have enough bottled water. And you know, the bigger you are, the more you need to be properly hydrated. It's something like an ounce per kilo of your body weight, which for me, that's like 160. I weigh 300 ish, right around there. It's up or down 2 or 3 pounds every week, but it's been the same. I'm maintaining right now before I try to diet some more. But you gotta drink like 150 ounces of water a day. You know, a gallon is 128, I believe. So like that's a lot of water, and I find it hard to believe that that's probably a liter that she's got there. I find it hard to believe, and she was drinking those little like 12-ounce bottles of water. I don't really see them having that much bottled water, or you got to get used. You got to drink the local stuff. You have to eventually. If you're going to live there for the rest of your life, you have to buckle down and go through it, because what it does is it changes all the flora in your digestive tract, right? And eventually you get used to it and everything's normal.
That's my new rule. Otherwise, I just go through too much juice. So, strawberry, I feel like a kid. I never got these as a kid. I wasn't that lucky. My mom gave me papaya juice.
Oh, papaya smells like vomit.
Wow, look at that.
My daughter asked for one a little while back, and we got it, and I didn't know this. And we cut it open, and all I could smell was the sick smell. It's something, there's an enzyme in there that's the same as one in your stomach, and we couldn't do it. We all got grossed out, and we tossed it. I feel bad, but we had to get rid of it.
Ow, ow, ow. It's still too hot. Ow, ow.
And you can't even drop it. She's so ready to stuff it in her face.
Beauty bite.
The pepperoni.
And I have
looks
ketchup
bad.
to do it because I don't have ranch. And well,
You can't just eat it without that?
the pizza sauce is yummy. So I put some pizza sauce, and then I put some Parmesan cheese,
Parmesan.
and then some mozzarella. I mixed.
Mozzarella.
His was like a mixed cheese pizza. Just 2 cheese. Cheese is too expensive these days. I'm gonna cut it even smaller.
If you saw the ones I did the other day, cheese is not that expensive. You can get a lot of for. I've got a 2-pound. Let's jar it, and I will tell you exactly how many calories of cheese you can get for 8 USD. USD's nuts. Okay, let's see. Sharp cheddar cheese, 2 pounds, 32 ounces. 110 calories per serving, 32 servings. So for $8, that's 3,200 calories, and there's no carbs in it. It's all fat and protein. So but you bought Capri Sun. Cheese is too expensive, but you bought Capri Sun and orange juice boxes and apple juice and grape juice and all that other garbage.
So yeah, that's his favorite. Yum. Bismillah.
You're supposed to say that before, I think. Okay, we're going to fast forward a little bit because this is 23 minutes. And she tells a story, and it's stupid. Let's just go to the last, 5 or so minutes, and let's listen. Okay. I do usually watch the ads, because if I'm borrowing somebody...
It's better than Pizza Hut.
Really?
It's better than Pizza Hut.
You love it?
Yeah, I love it.
Everything
I don't know, man. I don't know about
I've been
that.
cooking, Salah's been loving, and that gives me a high. I love it.
Well, you cook that fish, which was kind of a mess. What else does she cook? Beefaroni? I may make some mac and cheese for the kids tonight. Last time I did it from scratch, which isn't really hard if you know how to make a roux. The only actual cooking you do is to make a roux, right? You put the milk and butter and you put a little flour in there, and you just kind of heat it up and whisk it till it's thick, right? And then you add the cheese, and then you add the pasta, or something like that. But I used a whole pound of macaroni, and it was just so much food, right? And I don't really eat. I ate some of it because it was really good, like fresh macaroni and cheese, super easy to make. It's easier to mess up just a plain steamed rice than to mess up mac and cheese from scratch. I made a lot, and I froze a little container of it, and I was concerned as to how it would come out later, but it came out great. My wife ate some of it; it was great. I was gonna give it to the kids, but they didn't really want it. They wanted something different on the second time.
Motivation, right?
Yeah, it makes me proud that I do something. And I love to like make you happy like with good food too.
I'm proud of you, baby.
Thank you, babe. Aw.
I just wish that I could really. No. So Sala could be. I'll just kindly say, learning disabled. Right? I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I can't tell nobody that there's something wrong with them or what is wrong with them. I just have opinions. But Sala definitely seems to like. There was another commentary creator who mentioned how Sala seems to have an affinity for trains. Right? But I wish I could believe that they had a genuine thing, but if you know Chantel's history, and maybe you're new to this because it wasn't that long ago, I didn't know anything about her, and you kind of want to feel sympathy for her because these people have a level of charisma that got them to their peak, right? She claims she was making $20,000 a month or made $20,000 in 1 month. $20,000 is, you tell me, if you made $20,000 in a month, would that change your life? Like for me, that would change my life completely, right? I'm not like hard up. I got a house. I got a car payment. We're a family. We both work, but like $20,000 would change things drastically. It would make the rest of my life easier if I could get that extra 20 grand ahead, right? I want to feel sympathy for her, but she goes on rages. I'm waiting for another rage, right? And people are speculating that her money is dropping. I don't pay attention to the views. But honestly, it's probably the best thing for her. She's not slowing down, and neither is Candy. I'll do her video next, and I'll put up 2 today, probably. But she lost over 100 pounds or like 80 pounds or something, and then was complaining about not making enough money. Well, the problem with that was she was doing 2 mukbangs before a week. And then she went to just only doing 2 videos again that week. Instead of having a daily vlog, instead of you could have a daily what I ate today or whatever. She didn't do any more work. And then says, I don't like how little money I'm making from not doing mukbangs. I'm going to do this again. And it was all just an excuse. I believe it was just an excuse for her to say, I don't want to do this. I want to eat, because you could easily do a normal person. My daily calories is like 3,000 or 3,200. I could sit twice a week and do a big 4 or 5,000 calorie mukbang and easily make up for it for the rest of the week. Twice a week I could do that. You can do that, especially if you're really, really big. Like, I'm a big dude. I'm obese, right? Somewhere around in the middle. Like 34% BMI. Something like that. Not that it matters. What I'm saying is the perspective is, if you're like 450 pounds, you can eat more calories before you're in a deficit. I mean, your body needs more calories every day. It's directly related to your body mass, because you're got to keep all those cells alive, right? The food is energy, and it keeps the cells alive. They burn energy just existing, right? A lot of people don't understand that, but so like you could do big ass mukbangs twice a week, but she chose to go fully back into the lifestyle. And Candy's last video was she's sitting at her counter, making this thing. Then she starts with a whole fucking stick of butter. A stick of butter, I believe there's 4 tablespoons in a stick. It's a quarter cup. Yeah. That's 440-ish calories, right? A serving of butter is a tablespoon. It's about 105, 110 calories. And she starts with that. And she's making this enormous thing. And whenever she gets to the vegetables, she balks at, oh, that's a lot of vegetables. And it's like, come on, use a whole package of cheddar bay biscuit mix. And it's just, it's exasperating because I'm essentially the same age as Foodie. And I'm essentially the same age as Amber. I'm right in the middle between them. We're essentially peers. We're a peer group. We are all millennials. We are all later adults, stuff like that, right? And I'm not claiming to be a genius at all. I'm not claiming to not make mistakes or have ever made mistakes. I have probably lived a terrible life, but I always try to do better, a little bit better at something. I play a video game, I wanted to be a little bit better at it. I want to go to bed. You don't always do it, right? I want to go to bed a little bit earlier. I want to clean a little bit more. Next time I cook this or that, because I have the afternoon and my wife works a normal time, 8 to 5, and I go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning and I get off at like 11:30. I drive a delivery route for the post office. I take mail from our town here and go to several other little towns to take it. So I leave very early because they got to have the mail early. And so I get off early. I'm home. I have these few hours in the afternoon, and so I do the groceries. I've been always been more budget minded, so that's part of it too. But I do the groceries. I make sure all the food is prepped, and I get the kids from school, and I try to make sure I have dinner cooked because I'm picky about how I want to eat. Right, as part of it, as people might look down on that. I'm picky about the way I want to eat, and in order for me to eat the way I want to eat, I will cook for everybody, right? That's fair. If I'm picky about groceries and spending money like that, then I better be in charge of it and not have expectations of my spouse, right? But, oh, I forgot what I was saying. We work, and I haven't lived a perfect life or a great life, but to see these people, like, Amberlyn Reed is probably making well over $100,000 a year. I'm too lazy to do the calculations, but I've heard people mention that she's probably getting $10,000 or $11,000 a month, and that doesn't count, like, most likely if she does a live and has super chats. I don't know if she has other things, right? You don't know, and to get to that point and to have so much, but then like you're so big. And I'm not shaming people for that. I'm a big too. I'm a fat guy. I'm obese, right? I'm working on it. I haven't let go. I've been worse off. I'm very health conscious, right? But like when you're in your 30s, there's no excuse to just go balls to the wall like that. Emily Reed she don't need to be skinny mini for anybody. She doesn't need to change her body for other people, but if she lost 100 pounds, it would be a huge every step. Could you imagine if you're a bigger person, like I do, I need to lose 100 pounds to be a normal quote BMI. That might be a little light. That puts me right around 200. A little more, a little less. It just depends on the day, right? How much salt. I ate some pork rinds. That's another 2 pounds of water weight. I swear to God, man. As I've gotten older, I've noticed that. But I ain't 100 pounds, and I'm spry. I go to the gym. I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in. I'm the strongest I've ever been my entire life. But I fantasize about if every step I took was 100 less pounds, how would I feel then? And I'm not 400 pounds or 450 or 500. And I just think about how much difference could you make in your life just losing, if you're like regular size or a little, I'm not shaming people, body shaming. Don't be thinking that if you happen to come across this and you're a little fluffy, right? I'm not judging you. Even if you're in this state that they're in, which I doubt you are anything like these people if you're hearing this. But there's no judgment. I, in my own failings, think about that. I think 20 pounds every step. Pick up something that weighs 20 pounds and imagine dropping 40 pounds and walking, right? And I'm not sure what the point exactly I'm making about it, but Foodie could still do mukbangs. She could still lose weight, but it's the totally unleashed, unlike, un. Well, I always do this where I have a word in mind, but I just can't get it. It's untethered. She is unfettered. There's two of them. In her, just, it's gluttony, right? To just consume and consume and consume. And to be this big and to consume enough to maintain your weight is like a full-time job, let alone to put on weight. I don't want to feel sorry for her, but I want to have some sympathy. And it's really hard to do that when you know her history and you see where she's come over the last year. And then you think about, we don't really know the truth behind her relationship with Sala and stuff like that. We don't know what their arrangement is. Truly. I was listening to Yabba, YouTube Underground. If you like this sort of stuff, go subscribe. What's that? Let's see. She showed something. I'll see what that is.
Quality of the food I make is actually
That's what I do. I
a
drive
lot.
7 hours a morning and I listen to YouTube most of the time. Sometimes I put on music. So I'm just inundated in here. I've recently decided I want to cook a lot better. So I'm into food and stuff. But I also understand I have bad tendencies when it comes to overeating. I drink too much sometimes and I drink consistently, which is extra calories. I mean, I'm home and I'm not drinking yet. And I'm not an alcoholic in the way of I gotta drink. I want to drink all day. No, it's like by 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I'm ready to have a couple tall boys and play my video game for an hour before I go to bed. But that messes up the whole next day because you sleep poorly. Like no matter how little alcohol you have at night, you don't sleep as well, and so you get in this cycle of, you get home, I have a good lunch, I fast all morning, which it's just easier. I get the kids, they're always a little rowdy. I got to keep them clean. I got to make them a snack. I got to make dinner. My wife might work late, and then it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we're here. And I'm tired, and I'm just ready to cut loose because, anyways, I'm rambling. If you listen to this, I really appreciate it. These are cathartic for me. I will eventually participate in the comments and stuff. I get lost in things like that, social media, and I could go back and forth with people for hours and waste my whole day away. The whole goal really is to get maybe one upload. I have a lot of other videos that I want to respond to. Some of them are vegan stuff. I will put a parentheses at the beginning of the video and say vegan. If you are not interested in any of that stuff, you can just, don't even bother. Thank you if you listened to me ramble and rant for 23 minutes. I'm not even sure of what I said or if any of it had value, but thank you.